that's better, maybe me. I don't know what's better. A little soft light here. Maybe. Oh, maybe. Oh, we got some people on TikTok. TikTok, 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 tickety, tickety, tock. The mouse went up the clock. What I want to cover today is just to give you a feel for the kinds of new programs that are happening. Like this is just today. They really were announced today or yesterday or whatever, and they're all over the country, and they're different all over the country. And so that's why you have to start learning about, what's in your area. And that's why the programs I'm going to talk about or refer to, it may or may not be where you live, and that's what you have to do then is dig where you live to see what's there. I mean, the government is still giving out more money than ever before in the history of mankind to individuals and businesses. And it's like the pandemic isn't over, but they're still giving it out. And actually, a lot of the money that's giving out now is really that was appropriated by Congress last year and even the year before. They haven't given out all the money that they already made laws to give out. Now, that's weird, isn't it? But you can't understand. There's no logic, and that's why if you're trying to find money to do things in life, that's why I mean the government. You can't approach it logically. You have to approach it by investigating and to see what reality is, because what you think the government should do and what the government really does is night and day. It's like who would have thought that the Ukrainian people could beat up the Russians, and they're doing it. That's why you can't. You have to get the intelligence about what is there, not trying to find there what you want to be there, because that may or may not be true. So it's silly to go, I want this to do this. No, you have to go out there and find what is reality, what is there, and see what's neat. They're not only there are people out there that will help you find that, and they all get paid by the government to help you find that. So that's why when you're looking for money, or whatever, particularly government money, don't just say, I need this. Just say what you want to do. Here's what I want. I have trouble with paying my mortgage or something. Sure, you'd like $100,000 or whatever, but you have to see what's out there that you could use to solve that problem of yours. And maybe it's a backdoor approach. They may not have a grant, but they have loans you don't have to pay back, or they already pay your bills instead of giving you a grant. And there's other ways to do lots of things. So that's what you have to do. You wear glasses so you don't shave your eyebrows. Oh, I don't know. Actually, I've been shaving them a lot. I used to have eyebrows that if I went swimming, I couldn't see. I couldn't see anything. So that's it. So let me run into some things. And they're all, these are all certain areas of the country that have this. It's not for everything. So what I read you and tell you about the program that may or may not be where you are. So what you have to do is look for something like this where you are. Okay, now here's something. Here's the government is going to pay for rents. In other words, the gap in rents. So they don't have, this is in Philadelphia, HUD rent standards across the Philadelphia area will increase, they're going to increase the subsidies for rent by 13% or by $172 for fiscal year 2020. So that means the government program, if you're getting a subsidy for rent, you're now going to get $172 more, and that's in Philadelphia. Okay, West Virginia. Now here's an interesting program. There's something called, I don't know if you know, Crime Victims Assistance Program. If you've been hurt, we got a lot of crimes going around, right? People are hijacking cars, beating up people and things like that. There's grants if you've been a victim of crime. Grants, you hear that? Grant money. Every state has it. So you could go to your, look in your state for a crime victims assistance program. Maybe you got mugged and they broke your glasses and you lose work and you need health care that you can't afford. There's money in the government to pay that. It's mostly at the state level. There's some national programs and there may be more than one at the state level. If you go to the U.S. Department of Justice and put crime victim assistance, you could find it. But you could also find it in your local. You could call your local elected official. They should know about it. If not, they could find out about it easier than you probably can. So that's crime victims assistance. Here, West Virginia is adding $16 million in grants to the Crime Victim Assistance Program. Okay, that's right, $16 million. That goes to people who are hurt by crime. Okay, so crime going up, you get a grant for that. There's a grant for everything. Okay, here's something interesting going on. What is it? There's something called Procurement Technical Assistance Day. Now, doesn't that sound interesting? Where can I apply for the Procurement Technical Assistance Day? Shit, man. If you're a small business, you want to know. Because you know what Procurement Technical Assistance Day is? It's for small businesses who want to get government contracts. And what they are is the technical assistance. The government gives grants to experts, management consultants, marketing consultants, to make sure you get a grant. You hear that? You hear that? You don't have to go out and look for marketing money or anything like that. This is the government. The government buys more of anything else. Anything you could think of. Man, I should get a listing, a room full of printouts of all the things they bought last year. And I see things like freelance priests they'll be buying, or spaghetti, broom handle. Oh man, you name it. And even massage therapists. I mean, they buy everything. Or how? You have a rock band? Okay, you're a musician? Well, you could get a government contract to play in the clubs that the government has all over the world. They have nightclubs, right? At the PXs and the bases we have all over the country, and the world. So you don't need an agent. You don't need anything. You just have to know about the Procurement Technical Assistance Program, okay? Because they'll help you find that for free. Now, I mean, that's bigger than any grant you'll probably get. This is why every Fortune 500 company, man, is on that list. They're soaking all this stuff. And that's why small business, they have special help just for small businesses. How do you find them? Let me have a sip of coffee and I'll tell you. Okay, what you do, you go to your local Small Business Development Center, SBDC, and the website for that is Americas, 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 plural, like there's more than one Americas, but there isn't, but it's for a hyphen. And then SBDC.org, Americas, SBDC.org. There, you can put in your zip code and you'll find a local office. You call them, make an appointment to see them. See, you make an appointment. You don't go on the internet and say, oh, where do I apply for this? No, you make an appointment to talk to somebody. If you don't talk to somebody, you'll have no idea what the hell you're going to do, and no idea what the hell the stuff is in front of you. Nobody does. That's why you have to talk to them and ask stupid questions. Otherwise, you're just going to be spinning your wheels forever and get nothing, get pissed off, and then yell at me. Because you didn't get anything. and that's what's important. So that's Procurement Technical Assistance, okay? Every state has it, okay? And this is like a national program. The government wants to promote that program. But I don't know why they call it procurement. You can see all the small business just from. I mean, if you have a hamburger stand down the corner, the government will buy some more, food for their, employees for meetings and all this kind of stuff. You could be getting big contracts there, but you don't know because you would never look at procurement technical assistance, right? Okay, here's a new program in Charlotte. what they're doing. Now, this is rental assistance program, because rent going up, okay, now the government decides, okay, we're gonna give money to people so they don't have to pay the full rent. So like if your rent is $1,000 or $1,500, you'll only have to pay $400 or $500, see? For a going rent of $1,000 or $1,500, okay? And you only pay $400 or $500. So that means they're getting subsidized by government programs, the landlord, and you only pay $500. And this is, units all over in North Carolina, 60% off rent, okay? Wow, what could be better than that? Especially with rents going up now the way it is, and it's crazy out there. So that's Charlotte, and the city of Charlotte just started September 12th. That was yesterday. Oh, this is old stuff. And that's like, see, if you it's keeping up on what's new. New is what's hot. New is what's is the biggest opportunity. If it's there for 6 years, everybody knows about it, and it's hard to crack the door. But if it's new, man, they haven't figured out a system yet, and you could be the first in line. That's how to do it, and that's easier. They want to get rid of the money. They have to get rid of it. This is a very interesting thing called Mutual Aid HUD. Write this down, mutual, M-U-T-U-A-L, and then A-I-D, then H-U-B, Mutual Aid Hub, okay, H-U-B, .org, mutualaidhub.org. Okay, what do they do? Okay, this is a network of national organizations who help, of communities that help people in the communities, whether you need help doing anything, And these are free. These are organizations that are there to help you. It's like having a big family. I'm gonna hit up Uncle Joe for another $1,000 because well, Uncle Joe is Joe the president. But what's happening? These are private. These are private organizations using their own money. They just want to help neighbors. Okay, so now what they're doing, we're starting to organize this stuff into a network. See, this is what America's good at. Man, you get 10 people doing the same thing, and we'll start an organization. Yeah, especially with apps now, it's easy to start anything in app. So that's Mutual Aid Hub. You need help to pay for something. You need help. You're struggling for something. You need daycare money, rent money, whatever. Go to one of these mutual aid networks because you may not have a lot of friends, like me, and I don't. I work too much sometimes, but I love my work and I think it's important. I love doing it. I just can't wait to get up to work. I know that sounds bizarre, but I think it's the key in life because we want to give. We all want to give in this life, and the more we make. Mutual aid, it's Mutual Aid Hub, H-U-B, okay, mutualaidhub.org. And there's one of these is a new one I found in Chicago called communityutility.org, communityutility.org. This is where neighbors put in money to people who need to pay their utility bills. Okay, you hear that? Not the government. No, it's neighbors that are putting in money. It's like a crowdfunding. For people in the neighborhood who need to pay some bills or they be in financial trouble, okay? Other neighbors are happy to contribute, okay? It's fun to give. You go to church, you give, maybe churches are going down in things. So this is the other way we're helping neighbors, not through a church, but through, this one is called communityutility.org. And it's sort of like the Mutual Aid Hub. It's one of those. Mutual Aid Hub, I don't know if you can see this. This is an app all the little dots all over. These are all the mutual aid hubs all over the United States that you could contact when you need help. Or maybe your grandma, or down the street they do it, but you don't have. Hey, well, you should contact the Mutual Aid Hub and see if there's organizations that help people like you. And it's not government, see? So you don't have the bureaucracy of government. See, the government spends somebody else's money, so they really have to, and by law, they have to follow these laws. These are more, just neighbors helping neighbors. They don't want anything back and things like that. Just help each other out. So that's communityutility.org. Okay, here's one, Denver. Denver has a new, this just passed the council, September 12th, $20 million for Denver basic income. Okay, ever heard about the basic income? That just started up a couple of years ago, and there's about 50 or more cities that have that now. And this is where they give you $1,000, $2,000, or whatever a month for a year, 2 years, 3 years. So they don't tell you, you don't use it for rent, you do use it for anything you want, basic income. So it eliminates the, the administration of managing the money, it eliminates the rules and everything. You're eligible for it, here, you get $1,000 a month for the next year or two, see, and you spend it the way. I mean, poor people aren't dumb, they just don't have money. They know better how to spend it than anybody else because it's their thing. I mean, and sure, people take advantage of it. You think people don't take advantage of the tax system? That's no different. See, the rich people get all their grants from the taxes. They just don't pay taxes, and they find all little loopholes and things like that. Well, if you're not a fat cat, then this is the way to get your tax money back, is through these programs. Because the rich people, man, are getting double their taxes. They don't even pay any taxes. To me, they should be paying more. I don't know why we worry about rich people in this country. They're living quite well. We have too many people, that can't make it. So this is in Denver. The city and county of Denver will provide assistance, $1,000 a month, and it's called the basic income. Move people out of homelessness and back into housing. So people low income. Okay, what is low income? Man, that is a moving target. Now I just, it's not for basic income. That's probably $40,000 or $50,000, something like that. Probably, I don't know. You better check. Everybody has different requirements. So if you say the income requirement is this for every program, that doesn't happen. Like in housing, people think you're low income if you're earning $150,000 a year. People think you're low income for going to school for free if you're making $125,000 a year. People think you're low income if you need, and people, I mean government, think you're low income for child support and things, not child support, but paying for child care if you're making up to $300,000 a year. It's just crazy, and so that's why if you think, oh, you make too much, maybe for one program, but if you make $500,000, yeah, there probably isn't one for you. But actually there is for, they give out grants for anybody, no income requirement. You realize something like 90% of the money that is given out by the government in free money, that means grants, has no income requirements at all. Okay, listen to that. 90% of the money that the government gives out has no income requirements at all. See? Like I do very well. I pay my bills. I mean, I'm still working and earning income. I get Social Security. What the hell they give me Social Security for? Yeah. So that's what I give most of my Social Security to a local community college, and I call it my I don't need my government money scholarship fund. so people, and we give out grants of $1,000 up there, and it's most of my Social Security money because I get a little, because I'm always paranoid about money. I grew up. In Denver, the basic income program. Okay, here's another gap rental assistance. Okay, now this is in North Carolina. Because rent is going up so high, okay, now here's the income guidelines of this. It's up to 80% of the median income. 80% of the median income. Median is like average, but it's not average, it's medium. Medium is sort of like many people are below it as above it. People counts. Average is like if Bill Gates is in the higher income, he's going to push that average way up. But median, you won't. Okay, so that's why it's median. And if you're 80% of the median, that's probably $50,000, $60,000 or so. What you get is a a payment of $450 every month to compensate on rental costs. Okay, rents are going up all over. Okay, politicians are trying to help people because that's how they get voted in, right? If they're helping you. So all these rules are coming. Also, local communities have a lot of money they haven't spent that they were given by the COVID stuff, and they were given all this money they haven't had time to spend yet. They don't know how to spend it. So that's why they're just starting to spend this now. And it's in things like this. So local communities are giving $450 reimbursement on monthly rent. So you get a check for $450 to put towards your rent, okay? Now that is cool, isn't it? I mean, where else are you you're not gonna get that at Chase. You're not gonna, all the financial services people, don't forget, that's why you just gotta stay out of Google. And where you get trapped is in Google, because everything in Google is people selling you stuff, whether it's money or anything. They want money from you because they're paying Google to find you. Once they find you, they gotta get back the money that they gave to Google and make a profit too. So that's North Carolina has that. So you got to see what's in your thing. Okay, here's some new first-time home buyers in Portland. Okay, and here's what you could get in Portland. City of Portland has a potentially generous payment assistance loan program, assuming your household income is below 100% of the median income. So if you have an average income in Portland, here's what you could get. You could get $80,000 or $100,000 to help buy a house. Okay, you hear that? $80,000 or $100,000 to help buy a house. Now, it's not called a grant, but it is a grant, or it can be a grant. They give you that money interest-free and no payments, okay? So you just got $100,000 or $80,000 interest-free and no payments. Now, what are they doing that? First of all, the only people who would do that is government, okay? They're not in to make money like every financial services industry. By the way, financial services are the most profitable businesses in this country. They make the most profit and they employ the least of people, that's telling you something about where we live, huh? So that's it. 0% interest, no monthly payments. Okay. Now what happens is if you leave in like 15 years and sell the house, you have to pay half the money or something like that. So they want you to stay there. If you stay 30, you don't have to pay anything. See? Now that's cool, huh? So that gets you in the house. So now you have a down payment of $100,000. Because it's 20% on a $500,000 loan or something. So now you're in the house, right? And that means your mortgage payment is $100,000 less too. So you're not getting a $500,000 mortgage, you're getting a $400,000 mortgage, right? So, I mean, these are cool things, I think. And some of the cities out there have the same thing. They give you up to $13,000. Another one will give you up to $15,000 or $100,000. And that's what you have to. But these are governments. See, Chase isn't going to do this. Citicorp isn't going to do it. Bank of America ain't going to do this. That's why you don't go to Google, because you'll find Citicorp, Chase, your realtor, all those kinds of people who just love to make a commission from you. This people, they're giving you free money. Now that is a deal, and that's what you want, right? The city of Eugene, Oregon, the people did this research said they have a program, but they can't find it. See, you have to do the work. Everybody wants to press a button, fill out an application, wait for the money. Forget it. That may happen, but you better not count on it. You could do it, and if you have something better to do, that's fine. You want to do that. But if you have problems and you really want to do something in life, get ready to roll up those sleeves, baby. It probably ain't going to happen. You may get lucky, and they're the people I put in the infomercial. If it came real easy to you and got lucky, then you get to be in an infomercial. Actually, that's how I used to do it. Connecticut students are alerted because of fraud. Now, look at that. And I got a thing today on scams, government grant scams, or any kind of grants. The thing I got was some guy I think I don't know if it was on my phone even. It probably was on the phone. And that's right. Anybody saying you're going to get a deal, free money on a phone or email, it's just full of shit. I even got suckered in today because this guy won the lottery in California, and you press the button to see a video on an NBC news feed that says he won the lottery. And in the note, it said he wants to give away a lot of the money. Okay, what they want to do is get your name or whatever, and then all of a sudden, it'll be some little bait and switch. Well, you'll be giving them information or sending them a check or some bullshit that will be doing that. And I was sucked in on how to do that. And then I Googled this guy's name, and scam alert was all over the internet. So, but here, college students are getting hit with something like that. They're going after college students who have trouble, staying in college or something. Oh, we have a grant, and they actually send you money. Oh, send a check, and then so you deposit it, but then they say, hey, something happened. You send it back. We'll send you another one or I don't know, some Ponzi scheme or whatever. That you send them a check because you thought I have it in the bank, but it turns out it's not real in the bank and never really shows up in your bank. So that's a scheme. Just try to eliminate. I mean, these marketing people that sell these scams are a hell of a lot better at marketing than I will ever dream of being. They know how to push your buttons, and that's what America is all about. Other people are trying to make you do something by pushing your buttons, and it's so hard. That's why I get trapped in there, because to get attention you have to do that. Like I work on headlines to make you see something, and what I sort of actually in my conscience I don't feel guilty, because I'll give you money back no matter what. The hardest thing to me is getting attention to people, because there's so much attention on there. So if I act like a crazy man or whatever it is, it's really to try to educate people about the programs. Whether you use me or not is more important. That you living in America should be aware of what's available to anybody living in America. I have to feed myself and the people that help me and things like that. And so that's why after we do that, we give money back to our members. So if we make extra profit, we're not buying yachts and things like that. It's going right back to members. Every month now we give $40,000 back to our members. We've given out like $350,000 or $400,000 so far over the past year or so. And so every month now it's an extra $40,000. And it ends on the 4th of the month. So the next deadline to apply for our grant is October 4th. So you have that to apply for. And we give out $1,000 or $500, and about 70 people will get that. And we'll do it again next month. So when we close on October 4th, we'll start another one October 5th, and the deadline will be November 4th. And go again. And all of us here who in the admin group here, it's just a joy. I mean, it's such a joy to see that we can help for $1,000. Help as many. I mean, and the bigger thing in this scheme of things, $1,000 is a month, but for a lot of people it is. And so if we could help somebody's life, to be a little less worrisome, a little less anxious, whatever it is, and that's what I think we should do with money. And why shouldn't every rich people do that? I mean, there's so many people have problems out there. They can't find a program. They can't find anything. Why are we such a community that's frowned upon or something? Everybody has to make it yourself. Well, shit, yeah. People are making it up, particularly rich people, by going to Washington and getting laws changed so they can make more. And that's why this is a mutual aid hub. Remember that I talked about earlier? I can't hear you. Oh, I think it's because sometimes I get low voice and then no audio. Oh, yeah, that happens somehow. I don't know why. I have a little dongle here. Let me see if this works, okay? Okay, let's see if, is this any better on TikTok? Can't hear. Can hear just fine. Oh, that's better? So that's better? Oh, well then we'll do this. How's that for them? And you do a little loop-de-loop in here. Here we go, loop-de-loop. Here we go. Okay. So is that better? I gotta see. Oh, boy, messages galore. A little. Hi, is this better? A little. Want me a little higher? You said. No. You meant this, didn't you? Put it in the black cloud. Then you don't even see it's a thing. Is that better? Little. Oh boy. Love you. Thank you. Joy. So how is the audio now? Is the audio better? Tap your screen for this man right here. What? Do you have children? Yes, they're older than I am now, but much better. Okay, great. That's great. But yeah, so now what we also do with Let's Go Help is, I mean, this is, I mean, I've been studying this stuff for 50 years, and it's so nice to also give money to people to help them solve the financial problems, and instead of showing them where it is, because that takes some work, but we're also training people to do that, because that's what you have to do. You have to know how to use the system, how to find the information, because once you start learning this, you can do it for anything. It's something, how to live with the information society. I mean, and everybody thinks, well, I have Google. Yeah, you do, but it's not good for finding stuff. It's good for paying for stuff, not finding stuff that you don't have to pay for. And that's what you need, and that's why I want, if you have money, fine, Google's great. If you don't have money, Google is a trap. It's everybody there is trying to get your money. So all the stuff that I tell you about will probably be there, but you'll never find it. And that's why when you join Let's Go Help, the only websites we give you are websites that give you money, not take your money. See, Google is just specialized in websites that take your money. We specialize in websites that give you money. Now, who do you want? But of course, I can't guarantee people get the money. I can only guarantee that all these programs are real. I've been studying this for 40 or 50 years now, and I don't think there's anybody in the country who knows more about it for the general person. You know, a lot of people, maybe if you're a nonprofit, there's grant people that do this, and that's big time stuff. I'm looking for individuals that want to start a business, got to pay their bills, got to go to school, got to rents, mortgage, utilities, stuff like that. And that's what I'm after. The people who need grant writers are big organizations that are looking for $100,000, $500,000. So yeah, you probably need a grant writer for that. You don't for my stuff. You don't if you're an individual. Hello, I'm new here from Chicago. Oh, I just talked about Chicago. And that's what I'm here for. And for me, 99, 44, 100% of the programs I send you will never need a grant writer. And people put that in their way of doing something. They, I can't do this, I'll need a grant writer. It's complicated. You ask somebody about grants, and yeah, they could say it's complicated, but not the ones you probably need. I bought your book back in the 90s. It helped me pay for college. Just went to say thanks. Well, awfully nice of you. Boy, and see, that's what we're all to do, is to help each other somehow. And that's why, to me, also the programs are trying to, I hope that people can use to do the work that they feel they could contribute the best to our society. So if I could show you how to get trained to make a living out of what you really want to do in life to help others, or to start your own thing, that's another thing. I mean, I just never was good working for anybody. You can tell by your dress, can't you? If there was a dress code, I was out of there. They used to homes and cars, yes. Disabled living in Texas, help for money for a car. Yeah, I got, if there's no one easy place, but a place to start is go to 211.org or findhelp.org and put in transportation. Okay, 211.org, findhelp.org, O-R-G. Put in transportation and see what's there. Now what you do, you call every person on that list. You don't call up 211, say, hey, they need cars for me or whatever. No, you call the people that are in the business of helping people with transportation problems, because they're going to know. The other people that will know about things like this is what's called your Career One Stop, careeronestop.org, careeronestop.org, Career One Stop, okay? And what American is doing to veterans is hypocritical of greedy people now. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of bad things going on. I just want to show you the stuff that's real and that you may be able to use. Right or wrong, I don't know, right. I mean, to me, that's why veterans should be first in line for every program, not just the veterans program. They should be first in line for every single program. Man, you're going to put your ass on the line out there and die for the country, and why shouldn't they be first for everything? Yeah, and that's what we should be doing, for vets. But also for vets, the other part, careeronestop.org, another place for automobiles, because they want to get you to work. And what stops people from getting work is an automobile, transportation. So that's why a lot of these local Career One Stop centers have programs that help you buy a car, okay? And so that's another place. So that's why you want to find people who are in the business of solving that problem that you have. And that maybe they don't have money, but they're helping people with that problem, so they know of other people who just solved it in another way that you didn't know about it, I won't know about it, anything. So that's why what we do is train you to find these people. How do you do that? Hello, Nikki, we're originally, that's people talking to each other. But we train. So every week we have about 3 separate live video training programs, grant training programs to teach, members the system. And they sometimes are an hour, sometimes an hour and a half. You come and go as you want. Doesn't matter. There's no roll call. But they're free, and then you could also watch the videos later. So this is what we're doing. This is all for $20. I mean, people said I was nuts. I wanted to charge $20, but I wanted to, and thank God I did, because now it's profitable, and I give them money back. So what could be better than that? To know you're right and to give people money back who need it. I think I'm doing the best work I've ever done in my life, and I'm an old guy. I'm 79 already, and it's more satisfying than I've ever done. I mean, I've been on Oprah, Larry King, and all this kind of stuff, famous infomercials, but nothing as good as this, helping people one-on-one that have a problem that keeps them awake at night and makes them sick inside. That's what financial problems do. I think they shorten your life because you worry. I mean, that's what causes heart disease, cancer. I mean, I don't know if that's true or not, but I sort of believe it. If your insides are upset, it's going to do something to all the other organs in there. and that's what is important, that you know about these programs, because they have potential of solving you. If you have another way to get money, more power to you. The other thing is that everything is not guaranteed. I can just guarantee there's money there for this kind of problem. Whether you get it or not, it's up to you. It's sort of like if I showed you jobs, where to get a job, and I could tell you these people are hiring. Now, whether they hire you or not, I don't know. It depends on what you're wearing. And that's important to do. But thank you for your kindness of maybe I have 1 or 2 more I forgot. Oh, here's it. The U.S. spent $1.3 billion in small business COVID to businesses abroad. You hear? This is the SBA stuff. Okay, they sent $1 billion to businesses overseas, and it was most likely scams, they're saying. Okay, so that's $1.3 billion of scams went up. Now, the IRS is giving out $1.2 billion to taxpayers because of COVID. Now, if you had a penalty in your taxes for 2019 or 2020, if you had a penalty and they charge you a penalty, they're going to give it back to you. How do you like that? So here's Here's the government getting screwed by $1.3 billion that they gave us businesses overseas that didn't deserve money. And here's the government spending another $1.2 billion to give back money from the IRS. Now, who says the government is terrible? They're giving a $1.2 billion. That means you're getting a refund of any penalty you paid for your taxes in 2019 or 2020. Okay, now here's another fraud. The SBA said loans from foreign IP. Oh yeah, no, that's the foreign one. It's the same one. So that's what you got. 1.3 going out to fraud people who applied the program, and the IRS sends an extra 1.2 to people just to be nice. Now, who says the government is bad? Huh? Well, it's just whether you use it or not. Every fat cat in this country uses the hell out of it. And the rest of us thinks, oh, I can't do it, or terrible. We'll find so many excuses not to do it because it takes some work. And you don't want to do work. But if you want to solve the problem, you got to do the time. And there's no guarantee. But man, you got to try it.